Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. Uh, Quite frankly, a bit of confusion at going into the close of last week. There's a couple of things going on here. So the first thing is this kind of looks like a flag to me. A bit of a messy flag, but if you look at it on the daily, you'll see a little bit clearer. So I'll just do that. Won't let me do that. There we go. So if you look at it on the daily, you can see last 3 daily bars looking like a flag. Look at the oscillators grouping to the upside at the moment. Only thing that concerns me when I look at the daily is there is no structure here. I suppose I could argue that that is the closest bit of structure where we bouncing off so far in the past that I don't really want to pay too much attention to it. But anyway, we do also have something else that's brewed on the daily here, and that is, remember, first two fractals determines the trend line, and you can see we've got a pretty clear break of that. But in order for this break to be validated, we obviously need a retest of structure. And I'm going to put that level in right over there. We'll get to the values now. Just delete that because that would be a retest of that break. If we look at the bigger picture here, and just going to make it messy, I'll clean it up now. But if you look at that, that is a bigger flag, and what you would expect is some kind of visit to this previous consolidation for another leg down. And so if you look at this on the higher time frames, that's pretty much the view that we've got. We've got an inside daily bar here as well. And if you look at the 8 hour, where we want to be paying attention to, you've got a rejection bar, but then you've got buyers coming in on the 155. So it is poised. It could be a situation of a break to the downside. So this is kind of a flag forming, or it could be a daily range that is daily channel that is starting to form for a move to the upside. We are waiting for the Feds on Wednesday, so I don't expect anything to transpire up until that time frame. So for me, any diagonal makes no sense in trying to predict what's going to happen on diagonals at the moment. Even if it is a flag, the retest is kind of going to be, I'm going to have to put another level in here, and I'll give it to you now. So the retest is going to have to either be this swing high from last week or this previous week high here. So that's the target for this flag at the moment, because the target would be the first entry, the first point that forms a flag, which is here. So in other words, pull back down here, and then I would expect it to turn into a range. Look at the oscillators pointing to the downside, so I would expect some kind of a retest down here. And I think there are a few gaps to the downside that we need to pay attention to as well. We'll have to look at that on the 15-minute. Don't see them on the hour, but this is definitely the area to be paying attention to. Now, look at the oscillators on the 1 hour. You can see bottom here looking like this could be the bottom of the range, or alternatively, in my opinion, it's probably going to be down here. So I probably see kind of a messy move of the oscillators, and then another squirt down, come and find support on the 155 here, and then looking for a move to the upside. So looking at the hour, trend is up at the moment. So until we get a crossover and a break and retest of the 155 EMA, trend is up. So that is what you should be looking for opportunity to buy off structure, and the closest structure is down to the bottom here. If we just move across to the 15 minutes, you can see it was a struggle yesterday, and Friday, up until the market opened. Then it was really confusing, and then we just dropped below. So if we look at the 15-minute, we are below the moving averages right now. We are below the moving averages. We've got the oscillator starting to head back to the upside. So logic dictates that you're looking for some kind of structure, and it is so messy, but I'm just going to put both levels in here because kind of what it is. So if we get a rejection somewhere in the region of 39.71 and 39.63 or 64, if you get a rejection up in that area, I would expect us to move to the downside. And when I say move to the downside, I would expect us to come and tag 39.21, 39.09, or 3900. Now I just want to move to the left because I know there were gaps here, and I'll just zoom in here so you can see what I'm talking about. And there's a small one there. That's around it'll be on that bar, so that's around 38.95. There's a small gap there. There's another one there, 38. Where's the close? 3900. So there's a small little gap at 3900 as well. So there are two gaps here on the lower time frames, which definitely, and if I'm not mistaken, there's one here as well, a very small one. But there's another one there. So there's quite a few gaps to the downside, and it's all the way down. Just get this probably into that area there. So if you just now zoom out, you can see the 15-minute has crossed over. So there are some fairly decent targets to the downside, 39.21, 39.09, 3900, and then all the way down at 38.70 as well. There's also structure as well as gaps there. So anything's possible, but I think if you look at the big move of Friday on the 15-minute, and now we are looking for some kind of a flag. So I would be interested to be shorting off 39.71 or 39.64. That's the area that I'm looking to short. If we can get up into that area, looking for price action inside bar, engulfing bar, pin bar. Break of that structure is my entry with a limit order, and stop above that structure. And then I'm looking to see if we can get to 39.21, and 3900 would be my ultimate target. So in fact 39.09, 3900, that would get me out of that trade. Would be my take profit area. So yeah, that's kind of my view today. I think we're probably going to form a bigger range. So it's either going to be here where we are now, or it's going to be a little bit lower down at 3900. But I think 3900 does need to be tested. It is a big round number, so we need to make sure that that has been broken and tested properly before we commit to the next level up. Anyway, that's kind of my view today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.